Hi, I'm Ginger, and I'm sharing today about remarriage adultery. Is there such a thing as remarriage adultery? Yes, it's when you had a first spouse, um, you got married, and it was your first spouse, and it was also, you know, their first marriage to you. That's a covenant marriage, and if you divorce each other, and if one of them went into a remarriage while the first spouse was alive, that is called remarriage adultery. So we're going to go and look at this in Mark 10. We'll start at 1. And he arose from thence and cometh into the coasts of Judea by the farther side of Jordan. And the people resort unto him again. And as he was wont, he taught them again. And the Pharisees came to him and asked him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife? Tempting him. And he answered and said unto them, What did Moses command you? And they said, Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away. And Jesus answered and said unto them, For the hardness of your heart he wrote you this precept. But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. And in the house his disciples asked him again of the same matter. And he saith unto them, Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, committeth adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. So let's talk about these verses here. I think some people don't even know that these verses are in the Bible. So as you can see here, and he saith unto them, Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, committeth adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. So let's go ahead and look at 1 Corinthians 7:11 and find out the two options you have if you are divorced from your covenant spouse. 1 Corinthians 7:11, it will show you the two options that you have. Here we go. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. So as you can see here, there are only two options if you're divorced from your covenant spouse. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. You might be wondering about the exception clause in Matthew 19:9. Let's go there. A lot of people think, oh, well, my first spouse cheated on me, so I get to get a divorce and remarry someone. Excuse me. No, you don't. That word there is fornication. It's not adultery for the exception clause. Let's look at it. Because if you were engaged, yes, you could leave that person. The Jews had a betrothal period. And in that betrothal period, that engagement period, if one had cheated, then the other one could go marry someone else because they had not gotten married yet. It was an engagement time, a betrothal time, and that's what that verse is talking about. Let's look at it so that I can bring some clarity, because a lot of people use this and say, see, I get to go get a new one because I got cheated on. That's not what it's talking about. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whosoever marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. So let's talk about the exception clause here. In the exception clause, it says, And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. So This word is fornication, not adultery. Now, if it said adultery, that would be a different story, but it says fornication. Fornication is when two unmarried people have sex. So if someone had been in an engagement time and someone had gone and had sex with someone, then that other person could go marry someone else because, because they had not married yet. So I'll just share one more verse, Romans chapter 7, verse 3, and then I think that's enough. So then, if while her husband liveth she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. So as you can see here, so then if while her husband liveth she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. So when your first spouse dies, then you can remarry. And that's the only time you can remarry, is when your first spouse is dead. When your covenant spouse dies, you can remarry. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.